The Legal Practice Council of South Africa is seeking to have former public protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane struck off the roll of advocates, as reported by News24. The LPC has confirmed it will bring a court application to this effect. Well, for more on this developing story, we're joined by Advocate Mkhwebane. Now, Advocate, good to have you. Thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. Have you formally received a charge pertaining to, I suppose, this potential loss of your advocate title?
Good afternoon, Thabo. Good afternoon to your listeners. No, I haven't received any information. I only saw the tweet by Karen Moon yesterday, so I was surprised. So I haven't received anything. Up to now, I haven't received anything.
And what do you think could be behind this intention by the LPC, as disclosed, I suppose, in this report by News24, that they are planning to bring court action to have your title removed?
I think it's political more than anything. And I think as well, the persecution still continues. Remember, my sins started when I did the CX report, the CR17 report, the so-called rogue unit report, the Pala, which led to my removal. So apparently this matter was discussed last year through the board or the council, but then apparently it was not supported. So now, because of change of leadership there at LPC, and where there's a lot of those people who are also pro the oppressors, then they decided that apparently they will go ahead. I just saw the statement yesterday, where in the evening when it was sent to me by your producer. So I was not even aware. And they are not even indicating why are they pursuing the issue of striking me off the roll.
Do you in yourself think it could be linked as opposed to the issue of Parliament that would have found you guilty of misconduct and incompetence and then led to your removal?
You know what? They failed. Advocate Hoffman failed whilst I was still the public protector to do that. And he even took it to court, which was thrown out of court. And one thing is that I'm not practicing advocate. And if they are basing that on that, we'll have to check what the Legal Practice Council Act, in fact, the Legal Practice Act is saying about that, because it's something which is terribly, out of line. And it's clearly a serious issue of persecution, because I don't understand why they would pursue that issue of striking me off the roll.
Yeah. You are now in politics. You're now a politician, so to speak, and involved in a whole lot of other engagements politically. Do you have the appetite to fight this? Because I do believe it's not a short process, and there is provision, I suppose, between yourself and those who are involved to even lodge an internal appeal against a decision of this nature.
Yes, I will have to, they'll have to tell me why they've decided like that. I'm entitled to the reasons for their decision in terms of the Baja legislation, the promotion of Administrative and Justice Act. And I must indicate that, it's so strange that during that time when Hoffman took the matter to court, they also pursued me to say I must pay the registration fee, which I was saying, but I'm not a practicing advocate, and I wonder why I should be paying. I had to then ask for legal opinion, and I was advised, anyway, just pay that. It was something like 900 rand, so I paid it. But at the end of the day is that they didn't follow process. And I think as well, it's worse when you find this information on social media, and it's, I don't know what narration they would want to promote, using Karen Moore to just publish their information like that, and knowing very well that they haven't informed the implicated person.
Depending on the nature and I suppose the seriousness of the complaint, eventually when you do get it, how serious would be a situation where you lose your registration for you? I mean, is that something that you would take seriously?
Not at all. Actually, being an advocate is a title. I acquired it, yes, through sweat, through working very hard. And remember, I was admitted as an advocate whilst I was working for the Department of Justice as the legal administration officer, and they were checking the years of qualifications, in fact, of experience one is having. So I practiced law in all spheres. So for them to take the title is just a title. My LLB qualifications and all other qualifications will still remain intact, and they will never take away the experience and the contributions I've made in the communities, especially when I was working as the public servant, being the director of refugee affairs, being the senior investigator, being the public protector, the first public protector to acquire 3 clean audits in the history of that office. You know, Thabo, out of 400 and something cases which we finalized the reports, only less than 40 reports which were set aside. You'll wonder how many judges whose judgments are set aside by the higher court. But then, unfortunately, because of, being persecuted for doing my work, and that is still continuing. I mean, I'm still facing even the criminal case of perjury. I'm still fighting other battles, because of doing just my job. So this persecution, anyway, this country, when you are a Black professional who's excellent in your work, who's doing the work, you'll always be persecuted, and it's even worse, women. So it means they will only stop once one is dead, because that's what they did to me. And I think that's the horror part of this country.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to what you're pursuing in that front, but I want to go back to this. And I asked you initially, I said, what do you think the intention is? You said the intention is political. Now you have a political home. Is there a political response then to this move by the LPC that you are forging?
Definitely, because, I mean, even the very fact that I'm now the member of Busisiwe, and President Zuma has been persecuted as well for all his life. And possibly that is also part of the fight, because Busisiwe is a force to reckon with. And indeed, I'm engaging the party on this particular issue, on how we will have to handle it going forward. But what I need to say is that definitely the LPC will have to account. And I would even say they are abusing their power. And they are an institution or a statutory institution, which, if possible, I can even lodge complaints with the public protector to investigate that, because they are abusing their power. I mean, especially treating me as the former public protector, a person of my standing in society. What about any other ordinary person if we find an institution like this behaving the way they are behaving?
Advocate Mkhwebane, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on this afternoon.
So
Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane there, responding to those reports and confirming at this point that she has not formally received those charges from the LPC, even though, of course, News 24 is reporting that they have confirmed that they will be going ahead with that particular court application. Right.